Hey everybody, welcome back on your European Disc Golf Hub channel, MDG Media. We are currently in Ale, Sweden, and this video is about to announce the winner of the giveaway from the Turku Open in partnership with Prodigy Disc. And the winner is Samuel Koskinen. Congrats to you, man. Please comment the videos on YouTube, send us a message on Instagram, and we'll keep you in touch. Thank you everybody for watching the videos and enjoy the coverage. And here we are, back for the last 9 holes of the second round MPO Field 2024 Ale Open, presented by Prodigy Disc, 6th up on the DGPT Europe. Exciting front 9, a lot of action, and happy to have you here, man.
Thank you, my name is Elias Luukkonen here in the studio. Nice to be here once again. And yeah, as you mentioned, a lot of action on the front. We had some great highlights, especially a couple of big putts from Dennis Augustsson. But the two leaders, James Proctor and Davidsson, Daniel actually got the one-stroke lead back on the final hole with another big putt. And I feel like back nine, it can be difficult and can be very scoreable depending on how your drives are.
Yeah, exactly. You need to hit your lines. And look at this, Oni Arminen now on fire from the 4th card, Hjalmar also, Swedish player. And yeah, Daniel, solo leader for the moment. Let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, great level of play so far in the tournament, and I feel like that's what this course kind of allows for. The best players can really excel. The average player is not going to play much under par, but the best players can really go to town.
And we are on to hole 10.
Wow, great hole, 128 meters, slightly uphill with a very late low ceiling and a couple of small gaps. You have the OB on the left side, that is the most dangerous feature on the hole. Players can choose either a slight turnover or a slight hyzer, depending if they want to go left side or right side of the first tree. Important to keep your shot very low to avoid that late low ceiling.
And Daniel first on the tee after the good putt on hole 9, opting for the right side. Hyzer flip up, unfortunately stopped by the late garden trees, but amazing line.
Yeah, still inside the circle. He actually went with a fairway driver T-Bird 3 here, which is super impressive on such a long hole, playing even a little bit uphill.
Oh, miss it. Okay, going through. He won't be too much in trouble.
Yeah, I actually think that was a good tree. I think he would have gone to the left side OB with a turn.
Possibly, you're right. There is also a lot of chances to bounce on that wall. Oh, he's not out of bounds?
Yeah, I think he's right on the line, but barely safe there. Good break, but as you said, that's what often happens on this hole. You can bounce inbounds from that wall. And look at that, Björn playing it only for par with an overstable mid-range.
Okay, interesting. He doesn't want anything to do with the danger on the left side, right side. It's a tough one, not easy to get.
And Dennis here with a long approach, going with that forehand crow. Look at that touch. He's one of the only players I know throwing the crow, and definitely the best thrower of the crow I know.
Yeah, and barely missing the tree also. Great line. And as you mentioned, Björn going for the par. Making it to the bullseye.
And James from circle 2, great make there, look at that, just looping it in on the right side. And once again, as we mentioned on the front 9, great control of the pace of the putter, really slowing down at the basket. Man, he's got such a good stroke.
You're definitely right. And Daniel able to answer directly to keep his lead, 14 down now, solo leader. Solid. So 2 birdies, 2 pars. Clean hole 10 in the end.
Yeah, really well done. I think it's might be like top 5 hardest birdies on the course.
Yeah, you're definitely right. It's so long uphill. Plays more like a 140-meter shot or something. It's not easy, a lot of trees protecting the basket. On to hole 11.
Hole 11, a wonderful short hole. Plays really good for a turnover backhand. I think that is the only shot that can hit this line perfectly pure and park the hole. But a lot of players are going with that hyzer forehand. The hyzer forehand either has to challenge the backside trees, or you can play it through the fairway clean and you're gonna end up a little bit short right.
What do you think about the backhand turnover?
I think that's the cleanest play. If you want to park it and throw it clean, I think you have to go with the backhand.
Oh my god, going through everything, backdoor, parked under the pin. Good shot from Daniel.
Yeah, nice line, and you know, he knows it. He had to challenge those backside trees, even get a little bit through. This one looks a little bit wide.
Oh. Yeah, backside hit. Not able. The line looked pretty decent.
Yeah, really good shape on the disc. Dennis here, you can go, or excuse me, he's going with much more inside, so going through the fairway, and that's exactly what happens with the left-hand backhand or forehand if you play it clean. He's gonna have that circle's edge look from there.
You know, I'm introducing this hole in the FPO and saying that the forehand is the main option because, you know, like the backhand is so hard. You know, the line, you need to be very tight with the left side at the start.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say it's probably forehand is the more consistent play here, even unless you have some insane backhand touch.
And even if you do, sometimes you just, you know, miss your line. And that's gonna be a crazy highlight from James. Just ensuring Daniel is not going too far ahead. Huge putt from long range, deep C2. And we have a slow one.
That's insane. Look at that. He had to go fully around the tree, hyzering 2 meters to the left. That's incredible.
Yeah, and also blinded, so crazy highlights from James. Good start to the back nine.
Back-to-back circle 2 putts for him. And he's on a really good pace. 7 under through 11 holes.
Yeah, we're mentioning 9 down is the hot score until now. Probably able to match or even break the record. And 3 down now on the round for Dennis. Good putt to take the first birdie off the back.
And Björn there for the second birdie of his round. That's great to see.
And second star frame also for our card on this round. Solid.
That's great. And yeah, Björn was making some jokes about that, how every time he gets a birdie, they get a star frame. On to hole 12, my favorite. Yeah, man. I don't want to say this, but I think it's one of the best par 4s in the world. You have 2 gaps off the tee. You can go for the right side or the left side. Both play very good for a hyzer on either side. From there, sweet spot, you have another two choices. You can go for a straight to left finishing shot, or if you have a lot of arm speed on the right hand backhand, you can go for a huge hyzer around the outside. And topping off this hole, difficult green, big slope on the backside, a little bit smaller of a slope on the front, but you're gonna be nervous on the putts for sure.
Yeah, dangerous green, very easy to roll away again. And the hyzer choice is maybe the main option here. Some guys are going flex on the left. I'm pretty sure James plays it like this. Crazy.
That's a great shot from Daniel going with an overstable mid-range. Yeah.
My bad, he's going right side.
And that's too wide. He doesn't get it left enough, early enough. And James was a little bit frustrated there. He was muttering to himself something like, why can I not throw this hole? Or like, he's not clearly got it down quite yet, but I think he will in the next round.
And that's exactly what you need. Sweet spot hit for Dennis. Not an easy shot on the second for lefty.
And Björn here going for the forehand hyzer, which I think that's a great play. I think the fairway on the left side of the fairway might even be the widest one, but just 2 inside there. Now he has to scramble. That's what I love about this course, and especially the back nine. It's very fair for the scramble. You don't have the OB that much. You have to scramble through the woods, and that's a great shot.
That's a great scramble, man. Great recovery from Björn. In position to have like a 50 to 60 meters approach from there. And James, yeah, nothing more. Not able to do anything further than that. And Dennis going straight.
A little bit turn on the forehand. I think he really wanted to hit that flat and not get any turn to the right. As you can see, he's gonna have C2 look, but from where he is, there's only a tiny gap to the basket, almost no look, and I think he's gonna have to play for just a layup.
And Daniel going outside. Big arm play. And unfortunately, when you hit the ground on the hill, you are in danger to just roll down. We'll see if he sticked or not.
James, this is kind of where this hole gets stressful, you know, when you have to approach for par from far out, and he's gonna be at 9 meters.
Yeah, with a dangerous look.
Yeah, I feel like that short side, such a great design on this hole. You really want to approach on that short side, because that's the flattest part. You're not gonna have many rollaways if you land there. But then you have you're putting towards the strongest slope on the backside.
So yeah, maybe better to just attack to go longer and have an uphill putt on the green, as Daniel has. So he rolled away. He's around 8 meters inside the circle. Stay there. Yeah, just needed a bit more push. Not able to capitalize.
James here for the par. And that's a surprising miss. He has been putting very good throughout this round.
Yeah, that's the first miss inside the circle for James. That's gonna be a bogey. Oh, that's a tough one. 4 or 5 meters, too much on the right side.
Yeah, just pulling it a little bit to the right. Let's see James here.
My God.
Good putt. Almost trying to spit out from the pole.
Scary reaction. And Björn to limit the damages. Only Dennis left with a bullseye. Hit, you know, no, not too many danger for him here.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the times on this green, it might be even better for you in the long run if you don't have a great look at a long putt. Since you're not gonna run it, you're gonna avoid all that mental stress. You're gonna have more energy for the rest of the round.
We are here. We are one. We will fight. We will fall. We will prevail. From the fjords of Norway to the shores of Spain, from the fire of Iceland to the hope of Ukraine, 30 countries, one voice. Go Europe!
On to hole 13, par 5, more than 300 meters.
Yeah, super good hole, super clean hole. Think this is one of the cleanest par 5s you can find in the woods. The fairway is relatively wide. You want to throw about 110 meters off the tee to find yourself with a straight look at this next gap. And just look at the tunnel, the most beautiful fairway you can find. On the second shot you want to get somewhere down here. Of course, the further up and further to the right, the better your angle is going to be on the approach. And then the green, a slight right to left slope. You want to throw something soft with a relatively flat angle so you can sit down there. I I feel like this hole is mostly about the drive, then mostly about the second shot. And once you get further down the fairway, it gets, progressively feeling easier, even though the fairway is about the same width on all parts.
Yeah, it's 2 placement shots to me, the first two straights, and there you see the aggressive line from Daniel with a perfect roller. That's a crazy spot to land, man.
Wow, that's beautiful. I think if you placed your drive, you walked up there and placed your drive somewhere, you would place it exactly there, and that would almost be a little bit unrealistic for the normal shot. And Dennis here, really good hole for the lefty, and that's a great reaction off the tree. He's gonna have in the perfect sweet spot.
Yeah, the second shot is better for the lefty with that right to left slope. You really need to control the angle on the second shot if you're going back in. And that's a bit short for James.
Yeah, a little bit short, but he's gonna have a chance to get to the tunnel on the second. And Björn here,
Oh, if it gets
big sidearm. Yeah, just a little bit short of the corner. He's still gonna have a good look to the tunnel. Probably gonna have to go with either a backhand turnover or another sidearm.
So, turnover shot for James to enter the tunnel. Oh, that's wide. Backside hit. Pretty lucky reaction of the tree also.
Yeah, from here you really want to push that backside of the woods, but just fade in front of them. Both Björn and James pushing the backside but not fading, or excuse me, moving to the right fast enough. Let's see if Dennis can do a better job of that. Really good angle. He can get to almost within 50 meters of the basket here with a great shot, but that's a little bit wide to the left.
Oh, it looked pretty nice. Just, yeah, needed the fade to arrive a bit earlier. And Daniel in perfect position.
He's going for the eagle with a huge turnover shot with a distance driver. Look at this line. Perfectly piercing through the fairway, and he's going to be inside the circle for eagle on a 310 meter wooded hole.
You can see he just beat the catch cam from like 30-40 meters. Crazy shot from Daniel. And he's inside the circle. You can see the pink disc right now. He's 6 meters from the basket.
Man, that's insane. I feel like, many players were dreaming of eagling this hole, but I don't think a lot of them thought that anybody would do it in the tournament.
And that's, how we see like the confidence Daniel has in the throwing, You were mentioning it earlier. He's so good. Controlling the distance, everything is there.
We saw a great approach from Björn, and Dennis here, good looking line, just catching some of the last trees. He's going to be about 15 meters away, still a chance, though everybody else putting for birdie from further out from where Daniel is putting for the eagle.
Yeah, that's the craziness of that situation, and that's a bit too late for James. He will have 5-6 meters to contend with to save the par.
And you can see he's a little bit frustrated, just tossing the disc back to his bag. And Dennis, look at that, another clean look from circle 2.
That's the third one. He's gonna have another slow-mo, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So clean, dead center. So much control from that range. And Daniel to go 17 down overall.
There you go. What an incredible eagle. And going 8 under on the round with still 5 holes to go.
That's crazy, and he's just, putting a gap between him and the rest of the card right now. James with a good cleanup.
I feel like this eagle, I think this is the perfect hole for Daniel in a way. He's very comfortable with that roller, and out of all European players, I'm not sure if I would pick another player over him with those hard-thrown distance driver shots right now. He's very comfortable with that, 80-90% power release on the driver.
Exactly, and on to hole 14.
Super pretty hole, 109 meters. We're going downhill through a very tight gap at the beginning. The primary goal on this hole is to hit that gap. After that, you want your disc to be flying perfectly straight. Finishing a little bit left is fine as you have a left to right slope. A lot of the times the left finishing shots can trickle down to the right for a bit. Very scary green though, as you have an elevated basket with that slope.
Whoa, it was a really tight left side, and he's gonna have another birdie opportunity. That's almost a bonus, and he's inside the circle again.
Yeah, great touch there, once again going with that understable pig. And Dennis here, a little bit left on the drive. He's gonna have to scramble for the par from there. And I feel like this is where this hole gets really difficult. It's not that tricky if you hit the first gap. You're almost always gonna be somewhere down there. But if you can't hit the first gap, it's all about scrambling.
Yeah, you really need to make that first tunnel. If you don't, it's going to be hard to get the par, and that's a good shot from Björn. Problem is you end up a lot, a lot of players are ending a bit short on this one, and it's kind of a death putt, so another choice to make. And that's really early for James.
And yeah, I feel like you could feel it in the round that he was not quite as comfortable after that bogey on the 12. I don't know what happened. Something happened with his mental. He wasn't looking as sharp anymore as he was before in the round.
Yeah, I agree with that. Something changed, not sure what. That's crazy how a putt or anything can just kill momentum or put an end to a good groove.
And Dennis there. He's going to be just on the edge of the circle, going with his signature crow forehands. And Björn, smart layup there. No sense running it from there.
Yeah, no danger needed. Casual. He's so comfortable since the start of the round.
I think just outside circle 1 was that putt, and Denka with the 4th circle 2 hit of the round. And now Daniel to get another stroke. That's gonna be disappointing.
Yeah, after the eagle, no worries. He's 8 down in the round. It's pretty solid. Solo leader. Just not sure what's going on with Oni and Hjalmar on the other cards, but he seems to be in control right now.
Yeah, for sure. And Daniel, even though he was disappointed with the missed putt, he shook it off pretty quickly. Feel like even he was making some jokes about missing that putt, which I think that's a great sign, not taking it too serious even in this big situation.
Yeah, as you mentioned, he didn't seem too stressed about anything yesterday. In control, in the lead, he knows what he needs to do. On to hole 15.
Hole 15, 180 meter par 4. Off the tee you have a couple of gaps to choose from, though most players are going for, the right hand players are going for a slight Anheuser release, trying to flex it down there about 100 meters off the tee. From there you're left with another about 100 meters to the basket, though playing very much uphill. I think this hole is playing much further than 180 in total.
Yeah, with the uphill second shot, definitely. Really need to take that. Oh, and that's an early kick. One of the first availables for Daniel. Kicking right side. Let's see how he'll scramble. Yeah, this needs to fade. That's looking perfect.
Great shot from Dennis. That's what you want here, and I think, especially with the lefty, the approach is better for the right-hand backhand or the left-hand forehand. And he has a solid forehand, but it's not super far, so he wants to get far down there on the drive, and I think he might have just got far enough.
Yeah, a bit too much right side. Fading early for Björn, but pretty okay. Out of the first threes. And James needs to find his groove back. 2 mistakes out of the last 3 holes. And that's looking perfect.
Really good shot there. Even being on the left side is gonna open up more of a hyzer look to the green compared to a straighter shot if you're in the middle or the right side. And Daniel here, only chance for him to get a par is hit a great forehand down there to the fairway, and he has not done it. Now he has 120 meters way uphill and having to go with a patent pending. Really not much chance to reach the green here, even though this is a really good shot.
Yeah, good one. That's gonna be a long range jump but save if he wants anything to do with the par. It's gonna be hard, maybe the first mistake from him. Yeah, could have done better on this one. Late release, catching the trees on the left.
And Dennis here, very low forehand, needs to get over the hillside and just barely does so. And once again he's gonna be at that circle's edge range. For the birdie, I think he's very much fine with that.
Yeah. A lot of groundwork also for Dennis. Oh. And playing with the backside, a bit lucky on this one, going through everything. He's gonna have a bullseye putt to take another birdie. Back to 13 down probably for James.
And Björn here, look at that beautiful angle control. He's gonna have a good look for the par there. Bit of an up and down run for him, but more green than red on the back nine for him. That's good to see.
Yeah, good up. Nothing crazy. He's gonna go back to 16 down. 3 strokes gap with James and Dennis also with the birdie. So comfortable on the green. 5 down through 15. Solid round until now for Dennis.
I think that was a great look to see how fast his putting routine is. He pretty much just walks up to the disc, stands there for 1 second and putts. It's great to see, and I feel like that really makes you think, like, do you need a routine? Do you need a long routine?
It depends on everybody. I'm pretty sure it's working for him. It wouldn't work for another one. You know, we're talking about that with James, and he wants to keep this routine before every putt, and he thinks it's super important. So, again, depending on everybody. And we have a split screen check. Let's go on to hole 16.
Yeah, hole 16, 120 meters, playing much shorter though with a downhill grade. A very unique angle that you have to put on the disc. You have a couple of options. A lot of right-hand backhand throwers are going for a mid-range turnover or even a putter turnover down the fairway. You also have the option of going over the top with a huge left-hand backhand hyzer or a big righty forehand. I think both Dennis and Björn are gonna show that.
Yeah, you were playing a sky hyzer forehand line during the practice round. That's exactly what they do.
This is a great line, but the problem with this is in practice or in the first round we had a right to left wind here, so that was pushing these shots down. And now, as you can see, Dennis not getting the push down, he got the glide all the way to the right. If there was any wind, it was more left to right here. So you really need to put it wide if you want to do that high over the top shot.
Okay, good looking shot, pretty decent, long range putt for James incoming. Nah, that's too deep.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what Björn was trying for there. I feel like he didn't go over the top, but he didn't go inside like you need to do with the low forehand. And Daniel here, he's looking up the sky with his most understable disc in the bag, putting it on a sky anhyzer line. Disc is flipping upside down, and he has parked the basket with a Skamahawk.
Man, nobody really understood what happened. You can see all the faces, and he's parked. And the word he has at the end of this shot, walking down the stairs, was decent. Just normal stuff for him. He's parked on 16, man, with the craziest shot I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that's incredible, you know. I mean, even having the creativity to go for that shot, that's incredible.
I'm taking the drone out for the last round today because I really want people to see what's going on 16 with Daniel.
And everybody else is gonna have just a par, so that Skamahawk shot is gonna gain a stroke on everybody on the lead card. That's incredible.
You're calling that a Skamahawk?
Yeah, you know, it's like Tomahawk, but with a backhand.
Okay.
Basically the same flight.
Crazy birdie to take that stroke back. He just lost on 15. What to say, man? 4 strokes gap between him and the rest of the card. Even more on Björn. And let's move on to hole 17, back into the woods.
Hole 17 is a wooded 110-meter shot, just slightly uphill, so playing probably closer to 115 or even 120. You can really throw it as hard as you want. There's a nice backstop on the right side of the basket and hard to go too far long. The perfect disc here is a straight to slightly finishing fairway driver, or some players even going for a mid-range, but I'd say the fairway driver is way more common.
Yeah, mid-range is a real push, I'd say, with the uphill side. Fairway is the option, and that's looking amazing. Another good shot, man. Nicely done by Daniel. 8 meters left, something.
His release with those drivers is looking so crisp right now. And Dennis, I think a bit more of a difficult hole for the lefty, but great forehand there. He's going to be in the circle.
Solid. Good control from both of the players here. James now on the tee box.
Needs to flip up. And he's finishing to the left, although a lot of the times you can get through there and he's going to have, you know, circle's edge just outside, look for the birdie.
Yeah, a bit lucky to go through those woods on the left side. He could have... Oh, that's an early kick. Yeah, it's a tough round for Björn today. Not easy. A bit of pressure at the start and never... Yeah, being able to enter his round the way he wanted, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's tough to see for a young player, but I feel like that's also kind of, in a way, to be expected. You know, it's his first time being on the lead card. Of course, it's going to be nervy, and I'm sure he will learn from this.
Definitely, but we had Arvid yesterday on the card. Super young Swedish player, and he was comfortable. Some mistakes, but he was running everything, aggressive bits. It was really impressive. I feel like Björn, yeah, was a bit more impacted by the pressure today.
Yeah, for sure. I guess it depends on the players.
Exactly.
And I feel like sometimes even younger the player is, the less nervous they will be.
Yeah.
In a weird way. As that's a great birdie from Dennis. We saw James missing from circle 2, so he's gonna drop 1 stroke back of Dennis and potentially another stroke back of Daniel.
Yeah, and as we are seeing right now, Dennis is solo 4th. There is a battle to be in the lead card tomorrow right now. And a good catch for Daniel, a bit right side, 9 down on the round. Solid.
Yeah, and talking about that battle to be on the lead card, it is very much between Dennis and James right now. One of them will make the lead card if they can maintain or improve their scores here. But the thing is that, you know, James had the worst round 1. So if Dennis and James are going to be tied after this round, it will be James that goes into the lead card. So basically Dennis, for him to make the lead card, he has to beat James by 1 stroke.
Yeah, exactly. So if he wants to ensure the lead card tomorrow, he just has to take the birdie on this one. Final hole of the day, 245 meters par 4. What to say about this one?
Man, for the most of the field, it's a tough hole. For these top players, you absolutely just bomb it down there with a stable driver, hopefully finish a little bit to the left to open up your angle to the green. You can pretty much throw it as far as you want, especially with the slight headwind we have today. You're not gonna reach that long side hazard. Then you have this island. Inside of the island is gonna be safe, everything else is hazard unless you go way long to the clubhouse, that's gonna be OB. It's really all about just a long drive and then you can really choose your approach. Important to stick the island to have your chance at the birdie.
Yeah, really cool finishing hole, slightly downhill all the way. It's a pretty fun drive also. You can drive so far with the downhill slope. And that's a rip.
That's very far from Daniel. I think he's not gonna have much more than 75 meters to the pin from there. And Dennis here with the left, you of course have to flip it more to the left. This one is not flipping. I feel like he got it kind of nose up hyzer into the air. And that's gonna be almost no chance for the birdie. There's a Mando on that right side that you have to go left of, so I think he has to play safe from there.
Yeah, and that opens the door to James making to the lead card if he's able to. Yeah, exactly what he's doing. Yeah, now he just needs to make that island. But he's in position to match the 14 down from Dennis. And Björn now.
Showing off some good arm speed as well. He's going to be right there near James' shot. That's going to be about, 95 meters to the green from there.
Yeah, the more left you are, the more distance you're left with on the second shot. And as you mentioned, Dennis had no other options than laying up in front of the hazard area.
That's a nice looking line with the forehand. Great shot. Björn has a good chance to finish off with a birdie on this round. Go even 1 under par on the back nine, which would be great to see after some struggles on the front.
And this is an amazingly controlled shot from James. Hyzer flip up, bullseye hit. Yeah, perfection.
And he changed his play from yesterday. He went right side of the pole, you can see there. And Daniel as well. Yesterday he went with a forehand, but now he's going with a backhand tilt.
Yeah, he missed the island yesterday. He mentioned after this shot that he changed the tactic because he was not sure about his confidence on this approach.
And Dennis, I can guarantee you that he was throwing that in. He's just that guy that runs everything with a forehand from within 80 meters. Left himself with a bit of a putt, but man, I don't think he's gonna be too nervous on this one.
No wobble, perfect technique, and a good par save to end up the round for Dennis. 14 down, and James is going to match this score and make it into the lead card tomorrow. That's going to be pretty interesting.
Yep, we have a couple of guys from the previous cards that were able to shoot hot rounds. And Björn here, good finish with the birdie. It was great seeing him on coverage, and I'm sure we will see him sometimes in the future as well.
For sure. I'm pretty sure it is. Learning experience, as you were mentioning before, and a 10 down score for Daniel, very steady. Yeah, same for James, good round, just a hard stretch, mid of the back nine. But he's out there. Let's see. Daniel Hjalmar with the hot round on the second. Yeah, 11 down is crazy. Oni Arminen and James Proctor will be part of the lead card tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty incredible play by the 3 best rounds of the day. 3 double-digit rounds. Didn't see any of those in round 1, so that's truly incredible. And we're gonna have a tight battle. Let's see if James Proctor can challenge the Europeans for the win, or if we are gonna have a European winner on the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
Yeah, there is a couple strokes between him and Daniel, so that's gonna be hard, but exciting last day. That's definitely the case. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for being with me, Elias.
Thank you, Max.
And see you, everybody, tomorrow on the last one.